Okay, everybody, so as we conclude our discussion of the Iliad, what I wanted to do was give us a little bit of background on the story and then kind of take us to the point where we've gotten in the long narrative of the Trojan War. Because remember, the Iliad only looks at part of the Trojan War. The Trojan War starts, really, I suppose you could say, with this little moment, often called the Judgment of Paris. And this is a painting by Rubens in which Hermes, there he is, orchestrates this rather tricky, he's a trickster, right? Situation in which he kind of knows that bad things are going to happen. So Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite come to Paris, and Paris has a golden apple to award to one of them. And they each have to offer him something, and whoever offers him the best thing is going to win. So Athena offers Paris martial prowess and great intelligence because she's the goddess of war and of wisdom. And Paris thinks, that's pretty good. Hera offers him a kingdom, power. She's the queen of the gods. And he thinks, okay. And then Aphrodite, the goddess of love, it's her turn. And what does she offer him? She offers him the most beautiful woman in the world, who happens to already be married. But anyway. And Paris is thinking, well, I'm already the son of a king. Yeah, I don't think I need a kingdom, Hera. Sorry. And I think I'm pretty smart already, Athena. And, I'm not bad in a fight, so no. Okay, Aphrodite, I will take you up on the deal. Here is that golden apple. Now, of course, this immediately makes Hera and Athena hate him. A dynamic that we see in the Iliad, right? Both of those goddesses support the Greeks, not the Trojans. Okay, so moving on. Here we have Achilles, young Achilles, who famously, according to myth, was trained by a centaur, Chiron. And there he is. So he's learning his skills because he is going to become the great hero for the Greeks in the Trojan War. So fierce is he, so capable in battle, that even entering the battle changes the dynamic of the war. The issue is, of course, as we found out last week, he doesn't want to fight anymore because he feels slighted. Why does he feel slighted? Well, Agamemnon took his slave, there she is, Briseis, and won't give her back. So Achilles feels slighted. Now, this is sometime later in a scene that we've already read about for this half of the Iliad. Patroclus dies, right? He's tired of seeing good Greek men die because Achilles won't enter the battle. He begs Achilles, please let me wear your armor. It'll turn the tide of the war. And he very nearly wins the war on his own. In fact, if Apollo hadn't intervened and stabbed him, and then Hector killed him, but it really was Apollo, the Greeks might have won then and there. So this is the real turning point when Achilles decides, you know what? I'm so angry. I'm so mad over the loss of Patroclus. I don't care about the prophecy that says that I will die if I become a great warrior or famous, renowned for my prowess as a warrior in this war. I'm re-entering the battle. And what that means is eventually he kills Hector. And of course, when he kills Hector, it's not enough. It's never enough. He desecrates Hector's body, which Apollo protects. He refuses to give it back to the Trojans, which is a big deal because unless proper rites can be done for the body, both the Trojans and the Greeks believed that a person's soul couldn't be at peace. Eventually, Priam, King Priam, there he is, right there, goes into the Greek camp and begs Achilles to give the body back. And Achilles, for the really one of the first times, is able to look outside of himself, and he gives the body back. There's Andromache, his wife. There's his little baby son, who meets with a tragic end himself. He's, in some versions of the story, thrown from the walls of Troy. In many versions, it's by Odysseus, so that he can't grow up to avenge Troy and avenge his father. Grim stuff. I wanted to point out that all of these paintings that we've been looking at, most of them anyway, I think, come from the Romantic period, from the period of the early 1800s. Now, this painting is not a painting of the Iliad. This is Joseph Denis Olver's famous painting of the death of Lord Byron. But notice how he's posed similarly both to Hector and to Patroclus. This is a story that has resonated with many people over many years. Now, the Trojan War takes us right up to the death and mourning of Hector, and it's already pretty clear to us that the tide of the battle has turned, that the Greeks are going to emerge victorious, but we don't see it. We don't even see the death of Achilles. One of the things that I want you to pay attention to as you're taking the quiz are some of the things that I say in response to the answers, because I raise some questions that I want you to be thinking about. We also have, of course, a writing journal and a discussion forum. I hope you've enjoyed the Iliad. It's a tremendous story for reasons we're going to get into this week. Next week, we have just one short week on the Aeneid, but we'll get into it. It'll be great. And then in our very last short week of the class, which is even more truncated, we're going to look at some of the myths surrounding female characters. We're going to look at Jason, but we're going to look at him more through the lens of Medea. We're going to look at Pandora. It's going to be great. All right, everyone. Nice job on the class. I'm really enjoying all of your insights. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.